Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Jaden, and I am going to be doing a deck profile in this video. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about. If you clicked on the title, you might be having a question in your head, going something to the tune of, why I thought you weren't going to attend ARG events anymore, and I did mean that. And the ARG event that I attended recently, I attended because it was hosted at my locals. And that is literally the only reason. I did it to support my locals. The deck profile that I will be showing you is the deck that I took, which, shocking, was a Kagero deck. And it went undefeated the entire day, except in the finals I lost to my good friend Trent, who was playing Saint Guard, who I actually beat in round 1, and then he came back through the whole tournament, and he actually beat me in the finals in Game 3. But I was not mad about it in the slightest. You know, it was an awesome game. It was a lot of fun to play. I always enjoy my matches with Trent, because here's how they go. One of the games, he runs over me. One of the games, I run over him. And then the third game, then we just pretty much spend the entire game pushing each other until one person runs out of options. But had a lot of fun playing Trent. Really enjoyed it. I won second place at it. Was given that crappy ARG Chrono Tiger mat, which I gave back and refused to take. I did, however, get this invite here to attend their ARG thing in Orlando, Florida, but we're not doing that because ARG events are crap. Literally, if anybody knows anybody in the ARG community and you want to send them this thing of me ripping it up, I don't care. ARG means absolutely nothing to me. Their events are horribly ran by, they literally had no idea, I mean, it was a complete mess how this was ran, because we didn't know, so there was just so many unanswered questions about how this event should have been ran, and that it was just complete nonsense. So this little invite of theirs means absolutely nothing. Their name means nothing, and if you attend an ARG event, don't think for 1 second that it's going to mean Jaden is done with you and has no time for you, or doesn't want to even talk to you or acknowledge your existence. I just don't want to go to their events. It's run by a group of people who I just have no respect for. I understand that when you're organizing events that a lot of things go into it, but it's not that hard to communicate with the people who are running your events how you want them ran and what the procedure is. It's not hard to communicate with people, or at least I don't think it is. Maybe the morons who run ARG, maybe talking to people is very hard for them. Apparently it is. But that's all I'm going to say. I mean, to be real honest, guys, we had to look to see if I was banned before the ARG event, because my friend Landon told me, he said he could have sworn he thought I was, but apparently I wasn't. I really don't care if I do get banned or if I'm not. I have 100 times more fun at a Bushy Road event, because they actually know how to run events. ARG is just a money-sucking corporate gaming place that just doesn't care what game they play. They just literally want to suck money out of people. So, anywho, I'm going to just get into this deck profile. I'm not going to sit here ranting about ARG anymore, because they're not worth my time. So anyway, let's just get straight into this. So, anyway, for the starting Vanguard, I used Dragon Knight Sajay. So, 1 second, guys. Dragon Knight Sajay, he is the starter that best suits this deck. A lot of people call this variant HTK. I don't like that. I just call it Kagero Control. I like this guy because he is a solid 5k boost. He's not generation restricted, and anytime you pop a rear guard, you can put him in the soul, and your opponent has to pop another rear guard. But if you do it right, if you're looking to get a certain unit to die, if you know how to manipulate things right, you can use this to where your opponent has to kill it, because that's their only option. So he is, in my opinion, the best starter for Kagero right now in general. For triggers, we're playing 4 copies of Embodiment of Spiritar, original set 1 sparkly rares, just because he's Tar and he pops up when you need him the most. And then we play 3 Spirit Burn Dragons for 7 criticals in total. So next, we played 4 Gatling Claw, because Gatling Claw is the best trigger in the game, and best draw trigger in the game by far. And then the 1 Seal Dragon Artipeak, so we played the 5 draw triggers for just a little extra draw power. And then we play 4 Mother Orb Dragons for our heal triggers. So, 7 crit, 5 draw, 4 heal was my trigger lineup for the event. Grade 1s, we played 4 Protect Orb Dragon. This is also the Kagero build that I've been maining now for a while, just because it is the best build for it right now that I've created that I like. But anywho, Protect Orb Dragon, we do counterblast in this deck fairly frequently, so we just want to have as many unflipping options as possible. And speaking of unflipping, we play 4 copies of Lizard General Conroe. When he's placed from the hand to the rear guard, you may reveal a grade 3 from your hand, search an Overlord, add it to your hand, and then discard a grade 3 from any card from your hand. And his other ability is you can sacrifice him and target your Overlord Vanguard, and then anytime your Overlord Vanguard attacks that turn, you get to countercharge 2. So he gives you some unflipping power, and then we play 3 Lava Flow Dragons, Stride and Fodders, so we can stride, and then we play 3 Lizard Soldier Bellogs. Lizard Soldier Bellog is a card that is very underrated in my opinion. His skill is Generation Break 1. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, choose one of your Vanguards, and until the end of that battle, it gets, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if the attack did not hit during that battle, choose one of your opponent's rear guards at rest and retire it. There was one play in the tournament where my opponent had attacked and I needed 15k shield, and I literally guarded with all 3 of these. It was pretty hilarious. He didn't think it was funny. I personally thought it was hilarious. But anywho. Grade 2s. 4 Emperor Dragon Knight Nahalem, mainly just because this is an Overlord's best friend on the rear guard. During your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Overlord and its card name, he gets plus 2,000 power, and then when your grade 4 Vanguard or higher attacks, he gains plus 5,000 power, so he can get up to 16k by himself, and that's a thing. So, anywho. Next we play 3 Dragonic Burnout. Dragonic Burnout is one of my favorite Kagero cards because he is so good when it comes to the early game at times, especially with Conroe in this deck. When he's placed on the rear guard, you may take an Overlord from your drop zone and place it on the bottom of your deck. If you do, you may Soul Blast 1 and destroy 1 rear guard on your opponent's field. So it just gets you some more retiring power, gets you some more recycling, and you can use it in the early game. So it can get you some early retiring, so you can maybe get rid of that starter or get rid of that key booster. Next we play 2 Dragonic Neoflame. I'm not going to explain Neoflame because I've explained him many, many times, and I think by now everyone knows what Neoflame does. And then I played 2 Hulk Roar Dragon. Hulk Roar Dragon is a card that I instantly thought of when the G-Guardian Griffin came into effect. It's when your opponent's rear guard is put into the drop zone to an effect from, due to the effect of one of your cards, you may pay the cost of Counterblast 2. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. He does have a high cost, but we do have a lot of unflipping power in this deck and a lot of ways to do it, so it is good. I use this effect quite a bit in the tournament. I think like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And to a lot of people's annoyance. So anyway, that is the grade 2s. Then for grade 3s, we played 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord the Legend. So Dragonic Overlord the Legend skill, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard, he has the very handy skill of Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and then you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, search for one Flame Dragon among them, reveal it to your opponent, and add it to your hand. We do play quite a few Flame Dragons in this deck. Burnout is one, Neo Flame's one, Hulk Roar's one, your Perfect Guard's one, so you have plenty of targets. And every time I check, there's always one at least, so you know, I always tend to either take a Perfect Guard, a Heal Trigger, or it's either a Perfect Guard, a Heal Trigger, or Burnout, it seems. But anyway, and then he has the other skill of Counterblast 1 and choose a grade 3 or greater Flame Dragon from your hand and discard it until the end of turn. This unit gets plus 15,000 power, grade +1, drive +1, and the Vanguard skill of, at the end of the battle that this unit attacked a rear guard, you may discard 3 cards from your hand. If you do, stand this unit. So you can, if you just for whatever reason don't want to stride, or your opponent has a very small hand, you can use that, and there's that. And then for the last grade 3, I played 4 copies of Perdition Emperor Dragon Dragonic Overlord the Great. I literally have 3 Legion Rares. This is only SP. I want 1 more Legion Rare to complete the set. But the Great, in my opinion, is still a very, very good card. And I don't feel like I have to explain him either. He's been in plenty of my decks before, so I'm not going to bother explaining him. But late game, having a Legion to go to, and if you ride this instead of the Legend, it's not bad. And plus, there was even some games where I rode the Great first on purpose because it suited the... I can't explain it. It just suited the situation better to me, and it worked out pretty well. So, very happy about that. Next, for the G Zone, which to mess with people, I put in Great Nature sleeves to mess with them. I played 1 Vortex Desire, which is always the first stride with this deck, so you can flip up a copy of your Blade Master and set up your Blade Master plays for later game. But then Vortex Desire, if he hits, you get to retire 2 rear guards. If you're in Legion, you get to retire 3. He actually did put in quite a bit of work. He actually hit most of the time, believe it or not. Titan did a lot of work too. Counterblast 1, flip up a copy of a card in your G Zone. For every face-up copy of Blade Master Titan in the G Zone, you pop that many rear guards, and then when he attacks, if you have more rear guards than your opponent, he becomes blazing and gains a crit. So, next we play 4 copies of Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Dragonic Overlord the Ace. 4 Ace in this deck is okay because we play so much on flip power, and he is a way I can use with Conroe to get all my counterblast back. So I really just Ace put in quite a bit of work as well. He was usually the finisher. Counterblast 2, flip up a copy of himself. He loses 1 drive check. After he attacks, discard 1 card from your hand and 1 card with Overlord in its name, restand, and he gains 5k. So, very, very good card. Only mained 2 Transcendence Divine Dragon Novelle Vegla Express. He was the finisher in some cases if I knew my opponent had a Perfect Guard and they were at 5 damage. I don't see the point of playing 4 because G-Guardians are so prevalent in the meta. So only played 2, but these, for my stride units, were by far good enough. For the G-Guardians, I mained only 1 Azalorb just for the general 20k shield. If your opponent doesn't have a full field, he guards for 20. 3 copies of Hysteric Griffin. This card is not Hysteric Griffin. Flame Wing Steel Beast Denial Griffin. When he's placed on the Guardian Circle, you may counterblast 1. If you do, retire your opponent's attacking rear guard. And, you know, that is just awesome. It does so well against Royal Paladin. It does great against Pale Moon. It does great practically against everything. And plus, with him, you can combo with Hulk Roar. Like, I usually put Hulk Roar the turn before I did this, after people caught on to what I did, because the first time I did it, I think everybody heard about it, so I literally stuck this in my back row when I was going to do that, so there were very few decks that could touch it. And so if you attack me with 1 rear guard, I would use this, counterblast 1, pop it, then kick his skill off and pop the other one, so I would at least protect myself. And then lastly, we played 1 copy of Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Defeat Flare Dragon, because obviously all of our grade 3s are overlords, so the chances of kicking this off were high. And I actually did. I think I used it twice during the tournament. One time I know I definitely used it against Trent in the Saint Guard match, because taking away their boosters is really evil. So anyway, that is the G-Zone. So that was my version of, I guess, HTK, as everyone's calling it. Even though me personally, I do not like that name. I don't know why, I just don't. It is a lot of fun to play, very consistent, and can take away a lot of options from your opponent. And it's just it's very consistent at just being able to maintain the game for you, which is what Kagero is best at. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So in the comment section below, feel free to leave your thoughts, comments, and all that. Always like hearing your guys' opinion. Also, if you have any ideas for future deck profiles, videos, or vlogs, make sure you leave them down there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.